Hi, welcome to the video of CAT FAQs. In this video, we will try to figure out the answers to a couple of most frequently asked questions. The first one being, what should I do if I am not scoring really well in CAT mocks? Now, very typical question and asked by majority of the students because majority of the students do not do well in their mock CATs. Now, the answer to this question can depend on trying to figure out the answer to these three questions that I am counter asking you. First one, what is the stage of preparation you are into? So if you are in the month of August, you should actually not really get worried about if you're not scoring really well. But if you are in the month of November, yes, you should be worried if you're not scoring really well in your mocks. So assuming that you are in the month of August and you just started with your mocks, you've appeared for a couple of mocks and you're not scoring really well, and the CAT notification is out and you are under tremendous pressure that what will happen to me. The second question is, are you comparing yourself with the 99.99 percentiler? Then of course it is your mistake. You should not compare yourself with 99.99 percentiler, at least at this point of time. You should be comparing yourself with your own true potential. So when you look at your scores, you just have to ask this question to yourself, whether is this what I deserve to score? And the third question is, what strategy did I adopt? Did I adopt the right strategy? Did I select the right set of questions, or did I not select the right set of questions? If you try to answer these three questions, you will come to know that why you are not scoring good enough in mock CATs. And at this point of time, as I told you earlier, it is definitely not a big concern. You should not really worry if you're not scoring good enough in your mock CATs. So it is obvious that you should start analyzing your performance, see what is going wrong, what is going right with your performance, rather than getting dejected by the score of your mocks. So that leads to a next natural question, and how should I analyze my mock, or how should I analyze the performance of my mocks? So now that can be considered, that can be derived in a particular process. The first part of the process is to identify the mistakes. Now a lot of students tend to keep practicing mocks, but they do not realize that they are repeating those mistakes. Now this can be deadlier, because if you repeat the mistake, if you tend to repeat same set of errors in your actual exam, then of course you will never be able to score up to your true potential. So identify the mistakes, and you can classify the mistakes into two categories. First one is the conceptual error, and the second one is silly mistakes. So if we look at any particular section, say in case of quantitative ability, which has 34 questions in mock CAT. So if you attempted somewhere around 20 to 22 questions and you made 7 to 8 mistakes. So out of these 7 to 8 mistakes, I am sure when you sit to analyze, when you try to think cool-headedly, you will realize that 4 to 5 are silly mistakes. You could have avoided that error had you been more cautious. Had you been be precise in your calculation, you could have easily avoided those errors. So try to list down those errors and ensure that you do not repeat. It is very obvious that you will make another set of errors in the next mock, but if you do not repeat, if you simply ensure that you do not repeat the mistake, you will gradually start improving in your accuracy level, and on the day of exam I would expect you to reach close to 100% accuracy level, and this is the only way in which you can do that. The second part in the process is to start working on the conceptual errors that you have done. Please ensure that you still have good amount of time. You have more than 3 months to work on your concepts, and if you are making conceptual error, you can definitely go back and work upon it, because if the question has occurred in your mock, it is very likely that a similar type of question or a question of similar level of difficulty may be asked in the actual exam. So please ensure you are conceptually well. Also try to understand your strengths and weaknesses. So you can definitely categorize different chapters into different categories, and identify the chapters where you are really confident, where you are sure of getting 100% accuracy. And the third step is to identify the attempting pattern. So what are the question sets that you picked up first? What are the question sets that you picked up second? What are the question sets that you picked up third? Can you do any jugglery in this? Can you change the sequence? If yes, try to evolve, because at this point of time you should be experimenting a lot. Do not refrain yourself from experimenting. Try out different approaches and see which approach sets or gives you the best outcome. And if you keep repeating this for different mocks, I'm sure your strategy will evolve and materialize by the time you reach close to CAT. Next set of question which is doing around these days is, how does solving XCAT paper help, or does it really help? So when you look at the CAT pattern, it has been online since so many years now. So the XCAT questions or XCAT papers available are the questions which were the part of paper based CAT. Online, a lot of questions floating around, but the source cannot be authentic because officially the questions are not released by the CAT authorities, and hence not all the questions can be trusted really well. So trying to answer this question, XCAT, the answer can be yes and no both. Yes, because it helps you in understanding the expectation of a CAT as an exam. So what are the fundamentals that they focus on in each section, that is your Quant, DI, LR, RC, VA. So you can try to understand the fundamentals or the areas where CAT is trying to test you on. Whereas if you try to compare the same with what is being asked in latest patterns of CAT, then I think it will not really help. So it's unfair. It's really unfair to compare those set of questions to the set of questions that are being asked here. But fundamentals remain same. And hence, it is definitely advisable to solve XCAT question, but the catch is that the XCAT question should be solved at the right time. So if you are solving it way too before the time, and if you are able to answer it really well, and you may get complacent, or if you are solving it bit too late and if you are not able to solve it, you may get depressed. So please ensure the timing is right. So probably August, September is the right time when you attack on XCAT questions before you move on to a full-fledged test series. So probably when we are looking at XCAT question, so XCAT question also, that too from probably 2003 onwards, so last 5-6 years of paper based exams is what you can try concentrating on. Additionally, writing XCAT paper will definitely help you in other exams like IIFT, XAT, SNAP. There have been couple of instances where other exams have adopted questions on the XCAT model or XCAT pattern, and this has helped a lot of students who have worked sincerely on XCAT questions, and they've developed themselves, they've prepared, they've been acquainted to such varieties of questions. So it can be of a great help for other exams for sure. That is direct advantage. Indirectly, as mentioned in the just a discussion before, it will be of great help in understanding the fundamentals or the expectations of what CAT expects from the candidate. Next set of question is, if there is a possibility that people are able to crack CAT, but still a lot of people are apprehensive. So what is it that goes wrong? What is it that doesn't help student, or what is it because of which students are not able to score really well, or what is it that goes wrong in the preparation? So trying to figure out the answer to this question, first obstacle that I can find out is the ability of students to sustain the preparation. It is very long and a journey full of effort. So not everybody is able to sustain this journey, and a lot of people give up at a wrong time. So a lot of students who secure a job through campus placement, they somewhere do not have sufficient motivation to continue with their preparation, and hence they give up, and hence they do not score up to their potential. There are one set of students who do not score really well in initial couple of mocks, and they do not have sufficient motivation to continue their preparation, and hence they give up. There are students who do not work on their fundamentals. They keep experimenting without working on their concepts. And hence sometimes their score is high, sometimes their score is not that really up to the mark, and hence they get confused whether they will be able to score really well or not. Hence sometimes they get demotivated and move out of the preparation. So one thing is not able to sustain the preparation. Second thing is attempting wrong type of questions or wrong type of mocks. A lot of people have this perception that tough is what is required in CAT. So the more tougher the question, the better the question. That's a wrong perception. It is not about tough, it is about being ideal. So when you try to understand a particular question, and if it is really tough, you should not go after it. Instead, you should ask a question. Can a question like this be asked in CAT exam? What does CAT expect? So we just discussed why we should practice X CAT question, because that helps you in building the expectation of a CAT. So when you look at a very tough question, you just look at whether this particular question can be asked or not. By looking at tough question and by not able to score tough questions, if you feel that you don't deserve to write CAT or you will not be able to score good in CAT, that's completely wrong. This is one reason why a lot of students drop out of preparation. So please ensure you attack right type of mocks, right type of questions, and do not get stuck into tough questions or some weird questions that may come across in certain mocks. And the last reason is not attempting right quantity of mocks. Sometimes a student ends up practicing so many mocks without even doing the right analysis or without even looking at the quality of mocks. So it is not just about quantity. Of course, quantity is important, but it is not just about quantity, it is also about quality. So as long as you are selecting right quality of mocks and you are getting the right numbers, as we mentioned earlier in the a couple of FAQs, that you should be writing at least 20 mocks. So good quality mocks. Every mock should be followed by a detailed analysis, a review of your performance, understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Next mock that you write should be based on understanding of your strengths, capitalizing on your strengths, avoiding your questions on your weaknesses. If you try doing this way, I don't think so there is a reason for you to drop out anywhere in the preparation. You will definitely see some kind of a growth, and that will give you the required motivation to sustain the preparation and attack CAT with the right mindset. Wishing you all the best for different exams. I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you.